Hello guys, this is your Uncle Big Fish, and on this video we'll be talking about the Gladiator. Now this is one of the few classes that wasn't requested, but well, it was requested by a few of you, and I wanted to start all of this with classes that I do play a lot, that I understand the most, so it'll give me more time to actually learn some of the other classes, because I don't really play all classes. I mean, I do understand them to like a decent margin, but I don't think I know them enough, so I need more time for the other intricate classes. So we'll start with the ones that I know a lot more first. So this time we'll have Gladiator. Now, in hindsight, this class is an arena class. I think everyone knows that by now. I don't need to hide that one for a while. Pretty much this class is an arena class. Honest to God, the class probably sucks everywhere else. And it's not really because of the damage. The damage is not really the problem. The problem is the linkage. Like, this class have horrible reach. It's got horrible range. It doesn't really solve any purpose. Its mobility kind of sucks as well. It's got one mobility skill and that's it. Alright, now let's talk about the spinning slash. Now this one is actually quite crazy. It's a bit weird. So if I turn off the flow, it will look like this. It will hit twice, right? And it deals 1.1 plus 1.3 on the first and the second hit. This is what happens. Now, if this thing has a flow, and this flow changes the skill, making it a single hit skill, but it hits twice. So it applies 80% of damage to spinning slash on the first hit. So it's actually quite crazy. It deals significantly more damage per time. So per second, this thing deals more damage compared to the one without the flow. You can use 80 MP to increase the damage by 35%. And this 35% is a percentage of how much the base power deals. So it's actually a lot more. This thing has a base power of roughly around 2.9k% damage at level 10 PvP damage with the flow and also the passive. Without it, it probably deals somewhere around 2.4, 2.3, 2.8, around the area. So this thing really hurts a lot. This thing actually hurts a decent amount, and it's quite respectable damage. Alright, next let's talk about the heavy strike. Now, this heavy strike is just a PvE skill. It doesn't really do anything. It's just there, I would say. It's just a PvE skill. Next will be the skill Blade Strike. Now, this is actually one of those skills that makes me feel kind of sad. Like, in hindsight, it deals pretty good damage. It deals about 1000% damage per hit. It hits twice, so about 2k% damage. It does have a branch, but it has no immunity even outside arenas. So this is actually quite sad to think about it. Like, it's very lackluster. They could have just added like this skill with super armor and probably increase the damage by a little bit. It'll make this class a lot better, but well, it's not what happened, so it's kind of sad. Yeah, now it's just a PvE skill pretty much. Next will be the skill Ground Smash. Now this one actually deals a lot more damage than what you guys might think. It deals roughly 2k% damage per hit. Yeah, so you can pretty much hit twice because it has 2 charges. This thing has Seret. This thing heals as well. The heal on this skill is absolutely demonic. This thing heals up to 400 per hit, and this thing hits twice. So it's actually quite crazy. It's actually kind of crazy, guys. Like, the healing is a bit stupid on this skill. I'm not kidding. This thing heals somewhere stupid, like 2000%, like around there, like 2000 HP or something, or somewhere around the area. It's very, very broken, guys. Like, I'm not kidding. This thing's broken. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I use Seret on this one because I need the healing a bit. I think the crit chance doesn't really matter because the combo is you need like 2 combos to kill people anyways. So yeah, pretty much just go Seret. It's a lot better. It allows you to stay more sustainable. Next will be skill Deep Thrust. Now this is one of those skills that's kind of weird. Like, in hindsight, oh, it's so slow. The wind up is slow. Yep, the wind up is very, very slow. And it doesn't really say anything here. If you see, there's not really anything that says that it changed to it. But I learned a couple things, and that's the fact that this thing actually has a chain that was not written by the game. You can actually go from charging thrust or shield charge into deep thrust, and it's gonna come out faster. I'll just show you here real quick. You know what? I'll just use a different set. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put charging thrust and shield charge here, and deep thrust here. All right. So if you see here, I can actually do this. See, it comes out really, really quickly, right? It comes out like a lot faster. If I don't use shield charge first, it'll look like this. It's a lot slower, yeah. And if I actually use charging thrust, you can actually do this. Yeah, it comes out a lot faster. So this thing has some utility. The damage is not great by any means, but it's meant to be an opening, and because of that, you can actually use this a lot more offensively. This thing has a very deceptional range. I'll just show you here real quick about what I mean. So I can actually... wait, what the fuck? Where are the monsters? That's so weird. Like, the monsters are gone? Maybe I need to reset the room, maybe? Not sure. Okay. The monsters are gone, guys. What the fuck? The monsters are gone? What the shit? Alright, you know what? We'll just use a different one. We'll just go to a normal map, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Alright, so we can go to probably something a lot more tough so it doesn't die instantly. We'll go to another step, yeah? So this thing has a deceptional range, which is kind of hilarious if you think about it. Like, it looks like it won't reach, but it does. For some reason, it just does. It's actually quite annoying, but it is what it is. There's not really anything else I want to discuss around the area. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do, okay? I'm going to lock on this one over there. And it might not look like this would reach. I can actually do this, look. What the fuck? Wait, give me a second. This thing's quite hard. Like, from here, you see that? It clips from where I'm standing here. It clips there. Like, what the fuck is that? It clips from that far. It clips. You see that? It clips. That was really, really far. Like real talk. That is very, very far range. Like, it's hard to believe, guys. It's very hard to believe that could be the case. It's quite crazy. The reach of that skill is pretty crazy. This deep thrust. But it doesn't have immunity in outside arenas or in arenas, so it's pretty sad, yeah? It's pretty sad. It could have been a lot better if it had. But it's okay if it doesn't. I think it's some way to balance it a bit, because I think it's a bit broken if I think it's a bit broken if they don't really balance that one out. Alright, let's talk about the next one. It will be shield charge. This is pretty much one of your main opening skills. You use this skill pretty much a lot. It does have super armor. If you want it to be, you can just keep it at forward guard by turning this thing off. It doesn't really matter. It does have a defensive stance after shield charge, so what happens is you will pull out your shield instantly after you finish the skill. You can turn this thing on if you want to be more defensive. You can turn it off and it'll still be okay. It doesn't really matter. It matters about the way you play a lot more. It kind of stays congruent to your style. Next will be MP recovery. This one recovers MP, and you'll understand soon enough that MP is very detrimental for this class. This class needs a lot of MP, and I will explain that in just a bit. It does increase its range 10%, so it's actually quite good as well, yeah? And finally, let's talk about this takedown, which is your grab. This is one of the best grab skills in the game. It has very, very, very low effective cooldown. It's actually quite crazy. So you can actually do this. Alright, you can wait a bit, and then you grab. Again. So you can actually grab someone and wait like a full second and then grab the second one. It's actually crazy. Its effective cooldown is like somewhere around, actually I don't quite remember. Effective cooldown, I think only like 8 seconds or so, around that area. It's crazy. Alright, next will be Charging Thrust. This one is one of your other super armor skills in arenas. You do have forward guard while using the skill, and you get super armor while attacking. But it doesn't really matter as much if you get it. You get super armor instead if you turn this thing on. And if you hold the skill, you will actually run further away, which kind of buys off for more of the cooldown. Yeah, you can run for a very, very long time with this. I'll just show you here real quick what it looks like. You can actually run very, very far with this thing. You can go like this, like that, and it buys off the cooldown for the skill. And basically, when you use like skills, it buys off the cooldown. You can actually see really quickly here. I'll just show you if I turn on this. Charging Thrust will be the one that I use here at the bottom left of my screen. And when I use like a skill, you see there, it buys off the cooldown. So I can just do this, and you see there, like every single thing that I cast, it's buying off the cooldown for Charging Thrust. So you kind of want to use up more skills that you can. His skills have very low cooldown. Like this one's 6 seconds, like 5 seconds. Like this one is like 5 seconds. Yeah, 5 seconds. Very, very short cooldowns, and so you can spam them out, and just to you can get some cooldown reduction on this Charging Thrust. Next will be the skill Scars of Dusk. Now this will be your highest damage skill. This thing has a flow, but the flow is not good. The flow goes like that. You can turn off the flow and just get this one instead. This thing deals way more damage. The skill on itself has a base power that will surprise you. Like this thing has a base power of around 900 times 3, so 2.7k percent damage, 2.7k percent damage, and you're gonna have that amplified by MP, and that will deal 35% more. So that's give or take like 3.5k around that area base power, and then you're gonna get more boost from a hit in case it crits, in case it procs, or you can get a crit out of it. It's just so strong. You'll soon enough understand how much this skill does. It's bonkers. It's very, very high damage. Next up, the skill Piercing Spear. This is pretty much your only range type attack. It does have low damage, but it has an additional kind of funny way of looking at things. If I cast a skill once, it'll look like that, but I can actually run afterwards and use the flow. The flow on the Piercing skill, it does have a running animation. It doesn't last very long though, so it's kind of sad, but it's pretty useful. Like when you kind of need it, you can actually go from Piercing Spear into Charging Thrust very quickly. So you can actually do this, yeah, to extend how far you go. So that's actually quite nice. Plus, one last thing is this Piercing skill changed to Scars of Dusk, so it's actually quite useful for combos if you want to learn those. And lastly, we have the buff skill, Battle Cry. Just a normal buff skill. It doesn't have anything in particular that's out of the ordinary. Tired, my mouth is killing me. Alright, next will be the Strong Principle. Now this is one of the strongest passives in the game. Shield block effect. Enemies in front deal minus 10% damage to adventurers. So this thing makes enemies hit you for less damage. And then enemies in front receive 10% more damage from adventurers. So it makes other people take more damage. So it's pretty much already like a minus 10 and plus 10, yeah? Now, apply Strong Principle state 15 seconds. Now, decrease PvP damage received by 20%. So first you make people hit you for 10% less, and now you resist 20% more. So you have pretty much like 30% damage reduction. Shield block or skill use reduces cooldown of shield charge, spinning slash, Scars of Dusk by 0.2 seconds, and charging thrust by 0.5 seconds. So if you block damage from people or you use skills, you reduce the cooldown of your shield chase, your shield charge, your spinning slash, Scars of Dusk, and charging thrust. It's crazy. Now you can use shield charge or ground smash to activate strong principle. This thing is pretty insane, but we're only scratching the surface here. There's a lot more to talk about. Okay, next, I told you guys around 4 minutes ago that this class needs a lot of MP, and I'll explain to that why. Now this skill, Spinning Slash, uses MP to increase damage by 35%. So you use a lot of MP on this one already. Okay, next, you will actually need mana for Scars of Dusk. Use 80 MP to increase damage by 35%. So that's actually quite insane. Like how much damage it deals when you have the flow is when you have the boost is significant. It's not just a 10% boost, no, 35%, guys. It's a lot. Okay, so it deals like a third more damage than what it would have. It's actually quite insane. Like you actually need it. It's actually a need for that to happen. Next, let's talk about his one of his most sacrilegious like a mechanic. Okay, this is called the shield button. Now you have the shield button here on the very right, next to your Black Spirit, Black Spirit escape skill. You have, if you see here, there's a button here. Why do people like to follow me around? It's kind of, I can't. Okay, so there's like this shield button. Now the shield button in hindsight probably only looks like, oh, just turns on your shield and turns off your shield. But no, guys, there's actually something a lot more dark behind all this. There's actually something that you can do with this, because this thing is already cancel. Pretty much this shield button will cancel anything. You see that? It cancels anything. So what that means is it allows you to pretty much cancel anything preemptively. So it allows you more of your combos to actually be able to pull through. I'll explain to you what I mean. Like if I don't use the shield button, it will look kind of like this. But if I use the shield button, I can do something stupid like this. You see that? It's a lot faster, right? And then you can do shit like this, look. See? It's crazy. It's actually crazy. Like it's crazy just how much better the class is with the shield. Like using the shield, the shield button, you can actually do a lot more like crazy combos. Like it's actually insane. You can do shit like that. Grab. After that, you can use SOD, ground smash, or something else. This actually allows for a lot more creative combos. You can go really crazy. Like if you want to go crazy, you can literally go stuff like this, charging thrust. It's just the combos became really long. And if you remember what Sun Crash have told me, he said, oh, when a Gladi combos you, it's like he's solving a Rubik's cube. Like it takes so long, you know. You can go like charging thrust, shield chase, and you can go like double spinning slash into SOD, double ground smash, and then you grab, and then second grab. After that, the SOD will be off cooldown. You can use SOD once and then shield chase. Spinning slash. This combo is the basic combo. I think it's pretty easy to learn. It's pretty much just all you need to do is do this. Okay, so you press spinning slash, hold, press your shield button, and then you press it again really quickly. That's literally all there is. Like it's not as hard as people think. It's just hold spinning slash, press your shield button, and then press spinning slash again. Just go it just goes like that, pretty much. Very easy to do. Yeah, very easy. All you need to do is this. If you want to make it easier for yourself, you can actually do this instead. You want to hold the spinning slash, and then you just forget about it and press your shield button. So you go like this. Sorry about that. You can go like spinning slash, like so. You don't need to press the spinning slash again. Just spinning slash, hold, and then you press the shield button, and then the other two spinning slash will come out. It's very, very simple to do. Plus, you can do a lot more crazy combos, like say charging thrust, shield charge. You can go like double spinning slash. You can go SOD, ground smash, shield charge, spinning slash, grab, and then you can go like SOD, spinning slash, and ground smash. This one is quite crazy as well. Or if you want to do the Astrana combo, you can go like you can go something stupid like. Probably Astrana combo is a bit too long, and I think it's not really worth doing. But if you want to do the gray combo, you can pretty much do something like this: charging thrust, okay, shield charge. You can wait a bit, okay, and then you're gonna use your oh shit. Yeah, pretty much that's how it does. That's how you do it, pretty much. I'll just write down the combo on the screen so you can see it. Alright, I think that's pretty simple to do. A lot of people have been asking about more of these Gladiator content. I think this class is getting a lot more love, and I think the class is very, very strong. However, it's only strong in the arenas. It's not good for wars. It's not good for anything, to be honest. It just sucks. It's just good for arenas, but that's about it. If you want my honest verdict about what I think about the class, I think it's a very circumstantial class. It's a very circumstantial class. Do I think that it's broken? I think it's broken. Do I think that's like super broken? I don't think so. Like this class is very easily kited. His only ways of getting close to you is this skill. That's it. He's not very hard to beat once you understand like how to play against him. His only threat value is probably the grab, but that's about it. Like there's so many classes in the game that is so difficult to grab. Classes like Blade Master is very hard to grab. Lotus, like all those Ravens, like there's just ways around it. You're never gonna have a problem fighting a Glad. And I think if you understand how the class works. That's about it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Gladiator video. I do have some arena clips for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys again in the next one. Thank you.